Hey tribe, how y'all doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and I hope you like this video. This is just a quick drop, a little quick review on Chasing Atlanta. Have y'all gotten into this? Chasing Atlanta is the internet, it's a web series, a YouTube web series, and it's about a group of gay men down in Atlanta, entrepreneurs. They're all trying to hustle and get their hustle on and doing some great things. And we're into season 2. Season 1, I'm not going to recap, but I binged watched it. I kept hearing about it, and then finally, I was in a live with one of James Caldwell's lives, and we would talk. They were talking. He was talking about it, and I was like, I kept saying I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it, and then one Saturday, I just had time, and I binged watched all of season 1, and we went into like I think episode 2 of season 2. So now we're up to see episode I want to say 4 of season 2. So let me say this about the show. If you've been watching it, then you kind of know a lot of this. But if you haven't been watching it, let me just kind of go through a few things. So, like I said, I'm not going to recap season 1, but season 2 we have Jaylon. Jaylon is I don't want to say wrong and I don't want to offend anybody, but Jaylon is a business owner. He has a hair company. He's also a cosmetologist. He has a salon, and he is rebranding. He had some bad, he said it was some bad hair, got to some clients, and he got some bad reviews. And in this day and age, everything is internet. So some people went online and made some videos talking about how horrible his hair was, and his business took a hit, and he sort of had to rebrand. So we have Jaylon. Jaylon is extra. Like, he's extra. And his thing is, I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. And that's cool. You are. You not gonna take nothing away from your accomplishments. You were in your early 20s and you have had your own business since you were, I think they said he was like 18 or 19 years old. He's had his own business. Even opened up his own salon, his first salon, I want to say before he was 20. But he moved to Atlanta because he's from Alabama, I think. Somewhere that's in driving distance, not too far from Atlanta. We have Devin, who wants to be a caterer. And last season, Devin was real extra and over the top. This season, he seems to have calmed down. He looks good. Like, he looks really nice. Last season, the whole thing was about him being a catfish or whatever. That was just ridiculous. I think that was just like a spun storyline that they turned into a big thing that wasn't that deep. He didn't look, his picture looked one way, and when people saw him in person, he didn't look the same, and they were like, oh, he's trying to catfish. Well, you know what? Some people just look better in pictures, because you know why? Because you got time to put on makeup. You have time to pose and get yourself the right light and put in a couple of filters. Fuck it, we all do it. Anyway. We have Cameron, who was a fashion designer. He actually had a fashion show last season. We have Lyric, who I love, but Lyric is on this show about as much as I am. Lyric ain't playing with y'all like that, but he's booked and busy, but that's a beautiful man. Lyric is a cutie. Quentin, who has his own radio, internet radio station, Q in the Streets, I believe it is. I like Quentin. Although I think they're trying to edit Quentin to be a little messy, but I like him. I actually saw him with Ty and Mike, Ty Couture, on his YouTube page. I saw an interview with Quentin, and it made me like him even more. Like, I really like Quentin. I'm trying to make sure. We have Akeem. Akeem is messy. I'm not going to go into that. Akeem is messy. Last season, he did a whole lot of back and forth, and then he got caught up in it. Whatever. That was most of the people from last season. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I feel bad if I did. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. My boy. Oh shoot, I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's actually was a manager of another reality star. That was on a show. I can't remember the name of the show he was on. What's his name? I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. So those are the people, mostly the people from last season. So this season they added a few more people. Eric, who's also a fashion designer. Him and Cameron are friends. Well, Quentin was added this year too. Q in the Streets. Montel is another. He's also a fashion designer. He's done some styling, and he actually has some celebrity clients that we see in one of the episodes when he was doing a photo shoot. I like Montel. Montel ain't playing with y'all hoes. Montel's like, look, I'm coming in here to make my money, and I ain't really got time for a whole lot of extra shit. And I don't do no whole bunch of talking. I don't do no whole bunch of that internet reality show shit. If I'm going to throw my hands, I'm going to throw my hands, because he threw them hands at Jaylon, and Jaylon had to learn the hard way. Because, see, Jaylon was doing that reality show shit, throwing money at people, you know, and shit. And Montel threw them hands, because Montel was like, I'm not playing that game with you. It was funny as hell because he pulled his wig off. But anyway, I don't condone violence, but it was funny to watch. And then we have, I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but if I am, I'm sorry. Then we have Mr. Gardini. Now, Gardini is an internet sensation. You've probably seen him. He's a big guy, and he does like he does a whole spoof with Rick Ross, because he does kind of resemble Rick Ross. And I think he works for a local radio station. He works for Deb Atney's radio station, and he does some other stuff. So this season, so I'm saying all this to give y'all a little bit of the background. So I'm watching the episode today. I think it dropped last night or yesterday. The newest episode. Y'all, I'm so fucking confused. I have no idea what's going on this show anymore. Because last season, the production was bad. I'm not going to dwell. I'm not going to get into it. But the production was bad. But again, it's an internet show. It's a homegrown thing. It's to be expected. Like, I wasn't going to trip off of that. But the sound wasn't always good. You could see the cameraman in the shot sometimes. You know, the editing is a little questionable sometimes. This season, they started off a lot better. I was like, okay, they got a little bit of money. They got a little bit more practice. They're a little bit better this season. But this episode, it was like they went back to square one. Because, first of all, when you're doing a reality show, you can't talk about situations that happen off camera, because we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So what ended up happening was Gardini is messy. Gardini has been basically talking about everybody to everybody else. And in his mind, he's like, well, I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth. And he's doing that bone carrier bullshit, like that, you know, Sheree Whitfield or whatever. Okay, we know that makes for good TV. So I ain't even mad at you, Gardini. You trying to solidify your spot on the show. Do you, boo? I'm not mad about it. But when they were confronting him about it on the episode I looked at, it was like, y'all were talking about shit we didn't see. Well, you know, when we went to brunch. Well, you know, when we were at the hookah bar. Well, I don't remember them ever going to. And again, I'm not saying if I'm wrong, y'all that watch the show, if I'm wrong, drop it in the comments. Let me know I'm wrong. But I feel like they were talking about stuff that was edited around or edited out altogether. And so I'm sitting there and I'm listening and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? They're confronting him on shit that we, the viewers, weren't privy to. So the whole scene sort of fell flat. And what ends up happening was Gardini, they were all sort of coming for Gardini, but again, it fell flat because I was like, I don't even know what y'all talking about. Like, that whole scene where they're at Eric's little birthday party and they're all coming for Gardini, the sound was off. I just didn't understand none of what they were saying. And then you had Q at the end trying to bring Gardini and Montel back together to sort of make up or whatever. And again, Gardini's, I don't know. It was just extra. Like, I wasn't going to review the show, but then I was watching it. And I really, this isn't so much a review as it is, can you help a sister understand? Like, if you look at the show, drop it in the comments and help me understand, because I like the show. I'm not going to stop watching it. That's not what I'm saying. I like the show, and I want to see the show continue, because the storylines and the characters are interesting. But I just felt like first of all, it was late. Like, the last episode, it was late, so there was a reason why it was late being dropped. Then when they dropped it, I just felt like the production was just piss ass poor. And so this whole last episode to me was just wasted because I didn't get it. Now, Jaylon and Montel were able to sit down and talk out the issue, and they realized that it was a big misunderstanding. No, it wasn't no misunderstanding. What it was Miss Gardini is going back and forth, dropping bones everywhere, and then the people with the bone are standing there holding this bone that Gardini done dropped them, and they like, well, what the fuck we supposed to do with it now? And then they end up arguing amongst each other, and Gardini ass is sitting back watching it, and then he turns around and says, Oh, well, they just can't handle the truth. Oh, I'm just being truthful. Oh, I'm not a fake bitch. Y'all, I done said this a million times before. You don't have to be messy just because you real. You don't have to be nasty because you real. And being real does not mean that it entitles you to carry everybody else's business. You can be real about your business, but you don't need to be telling Jaylon what Montel said and Montel what Cameron said and Cameron what Devin said. Like all Skylar, that's his name, Sky, the other guy that was the manager of the reality star. I knew I was gonna remember his name. I like Sky. But it's just messy. And Gardini is the middle of it. He's in the middle of it. And like I said, he doing what reality stars do. He's that character. He's the Sheree. He's the Shawnee. He's the Cardi. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's going to carry the bones back and forth. The problem is the way the show is edited and the quality of the production. You don't get the full kick of what's going on. And I think 2 episodes ago, when they really showed Gardini, every conversation he was in, he was talking about what somebody else said about the person he was talking to. Well, you know, Jaylon said, boom, 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 boom. Well, you know, Montel said. And so, okay, you carrying your bones, and this was supposed to be like this climactic moment where everybody got in the room and realized, oh, wait a minute, the common denominator is him. And he was ready for y'all. Don't get it twisted now. He was ready for y'all. But it just fell flat. Drop it in them comments and let me know what y'all think. Like I said, I want to see the show. I want to see the show succeed. I want to keep seeing where these storylines go. I like the characters, even the ones that get on my nerves because you're good TV. Like Jaylon, you do too much, boo, but you good TV. You know what I'm saying? And I respect your hustle. I respect the things that you have done in your career. And I respect that you are rebuilding, rebranding, because we all fall down, but it's how you get up, you know? So I ain't even mad at you from that point of view. I just, you know, and other thing, Gardini, I'm going to need you to stop looking down on motherfuckers, because Gardini keep making comments about 9 to 5 is 9 to 5 is 9 to 5 is. Bitch, what are you? What are you? You're not independently wealthy, so you punching somebody's fucking clock, whether it be at the radio station, whether it be because you do your YouTube videos and upload them, like however you make your coin. I ain't mad at you and I ain't knocking your hustle, but don't knock other people who get up every day and collect a check, because the work ain't hard, but it pays the bills. And I'm so sick of seeing people on these platforms put people down who are everyday working folk like me, because I know I get up every day and I punch a fucking clock. I mean, not technically punch a clock, but I'm a 9 to 5er. What does that mean? My bills are paid. You see these lights are on. See that fan working in the background. I just have a problem with that. I just need y'all to stop acting like y'all so much better than, and y'all are up here because you want a TV show. Boo, you want a web series on YouTube. You want a radio station that Deb Atney runs. You do internet videos. And I'm not knocking none of that. That's how you make your coin, boo. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But stop knocking other people who make their coin the way they make their coin too. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing it. I ain't even mean to go off on that tangent. I ain't even mean to do it. But with that being said, please drop it in them comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Because like I said, I like the show. But this last episode, it just left me... I'm so confused. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I don't know who mad at who. I don't know who said what about who. I don't know who's on what side or what argument. Like, I just don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Q got into an argument with Devin's boyfriend at Montel's fashion show. And even Q don't know what it's about. He's like, I have no idea why. I don't know. I'm going to stop because I'm saying the same thing over and over again. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. I'm about to get ready for RuPaul.